Welcome to today's Explainer. We're jumping right into some incredibly fascinating material today. We're looking at a profound story of resilience, human psychology, and absolute faith. I'm talking about the story of Prophet Yusuf, also known as Joseph, during his time in prison. Let's just dive right into this, because we're going to explore how a place that was built for punishment, literally a dark, cold dungeon, was completely transformed into a sanctuary of light and learning. It's basically a masterclass in how our internal state can just completely redefine our external reality.
Okay, so I want you to really picture this for a second. Imagine being suddenly stripped of the bright, dazzling lights of a royal palace, and then being thrown headfirst into a narrow, silent dungeon. For most of us, right, that would absolutely be the ultimate breaking point. But what we see in the source material is this active, incredible psychological and spiritual transformation. For Prophet Yusuf, this wasn't just physical confinement. It became this intimate space for solitude. It kind of challenges us to ask, can true ultimate peace actually be found in the darkest of places? And the answer we're seeing here is a resounding yes. How he does it is just remarkable.
Peace in the dark prison, solitude and connection with the Creator.
Now look at this stark contrast. On the outside, beyond those heavy stone walls, the world was completely chaotic. It was filled with treacherous plotting and worldly conspiracies, the exact stuff that led to his unjust imprisonment in the first place. But on the inside, within that tiny cramped cell, there was this profound peace. Yusuf actually used this isolation to engage in zikr, which is the deep, continuous remembrance of and conversation with Allah. He didn't see the cell as a cage, not at all. He saw it as a private, quiet corner completely dedicated to his Creator. He literally flipped the script on his own imprisonment.
Section 2. The astonishing impact of character, transforming enemies into companions.
So here is the really crucial takeaway. Yusuf actively changed his environment. He didn't just sit in the corner and wallow. His very presence altered the entire vibe of the prison. Our source highlights 3 specific traits that made this happen. First, his soft-spokenness and gentle speech. You know, in a place usually filled with anger and shouting, his calm voice was just a total shock to the system. Second, his unwavering truthfulness. He was a man of absolute integrity surrounded by criminals. And third, his incredible patience in the face of severe adversity. These traits were a total catalyst. Men who were previously hostile, guys who were literally at each other's throats, suddenly found themselves drawn to him. They started finding immense comfort and peace just by being around him.
Section 3. 2 Strange Dreams of Prisoners, a Test of Divine Wisdom.
This whole situation brilliantly sets up a complex puzzle for Yusuf. 2 young men approach him because, well, they recognize his deep wisdom and his pure character. And they are highly distressed by 2 very unusual dreams they just had. On one side, one guy dreams of himself pressing grapes into wine. On the other side, the second guy has this bizarre and honestly terrifying dream where he's carrying bread on his head and birds are swooping down and eating from it. I mean, these are highly symbolic, super specific visions, right? The young men are desperate for answers, and they know Yusuf is the only one in there who can solve this for them.
Section 4. Tawheed and Dream Interpretation, the True Meaning of Knowledge.
Now notice what he does here. He doesn't just instantly blurt out the answers to their puzzle. He realizes he has their complete, undivided attention. I mean, they are hanging on his every word. So he uses this incredible moment of leverage, not to show off his predictive skills, but to offer them something way more valuable, spiritual enlightenment. Like the quote says, he teaches them that true knowledge goes way beyond just deciphering the symbols of a dream. It's fundamentally about recognizing the ultimate truth, the oneness of Allah, which is a concept known as Tawheed. He prioritized their eternal souls over their immediate curiosity about the future.
You really have to appreciate his methodical approach here. Step 1, he invites them to the truth, explaining Tawheed clearly and logically. And it's only after delivering that profound spiritual truth that he moves to step 2, delivering the uncompromising reality of the prophecy. And man, the interpretation was heavy. He told the first man that he'd be released in return to serving his king. But he had to tell the second man the difficult truth, that his dream foretold a grim end. He was honest, he was direct, yet he delivered it with profound compassion.
Section 5. A prison or a school, the space transformation complete.
So what was once this cold, unforgiving dungeon had effectively been transformed by Yusuf into a vibrant madrasa, a school of spiritual and moral learning. The source beautifully describes the morning light hitting those prison walls, acting as a symbol of his ultimate psychological victory. Inside those walls, there was zero despair. Actually, let that sink in for a second. In a literal prison, there was absolutely no despair. None. There was only deep patience and this perfect, unwavering certainty in the future and in divine wisdom. It's just a staggering testament to the power of faith and character over physical circumstances.
All of this leaves us with a massive, looming question. Will the prophecy of Yusuf actually come true? Will the one prisoner be released, and if he is, will he remember the righteous man he left behind in the dark? Until next time, I want you to ask yourself, how can you bring light into the restrictive spaces of your own life? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and we'll see you next time.